Hi, good afternoon. This is the public hearing on rulemaking procedures for November 25th at 10 a.m. on Educator certification. The rule title would be under AAC R7-2-612 on career and technical education certifications. We have not had any registrants to this point, although I would like to turn over if Shannon is comfortable with the Department of Education on certification. I saw that Jamie had registered on the department side. Were you intending on providing an overview on the CTE rule or having your own sort of public comments in the space?
Um, we were just here to answer questions. If there was anybody who had registered or had questions about the CTE rule proposed changes.
Okay, awesome. And we do not have any registrants right now. I'm probably going to hang on for about 10 minutes or so just to see if anyone comes in through the offices to see if they would like to provide any public comments or recommendations on this rulemaking. But otherwise, in the meantime, I'll just provide just a brief overview on the rule. And Jamie, feel free to jump in and let me know if I miss something or if there's any additional.
Oh, you cut out. Not sure if you're still speaking, but we lost your audio.
Hey, can you guys hear me? We dropped internet access for a second on the on our side on the executive tower. I'll go back. I didn't see whether you guys were covering some of the items or not. I apologize for.
No, we were just kind of hanging tight, getting ready to drop and then try to log back in. Um, because we weren't quite sure if you were going to pop back in or not or not. Um, and unfortunately, on my side, I wasn't sure what you had to bring up. And so I didn't want to, I didn't know what to share, to be
Yeah,
honest with you. So
of course,
I
of
was
course.
pausing.
I apologize there. Yeah,
That's
we
okay.
lost. Jump back in, and I realized that I'm glad that I put you as a host as well because we still have the live stream up, which is
Yeah.
great. So that continued on while I tried
The
to
awkward
make a
silence
yeah.
while
So
we were kind of pausing on that one. Sorry about that.
no worries. I appreciate you guys for hanging on tight. I'll share my screen again. I was going to just open up the rulemaking draft that we had
Okay.
available here. Just so that folks that are watching can get a little view on that. And then I was just going to just cover some of the just high level items. So the board is authorized in our space to supervise certification of educators through Arizona statutes under Title 15, 203. And it permits the board to establish certification pathways specifically for career and technical education certificates, which authorize those programs within our public schools. And currently, so when we're looking at the rulemaking process, it requires obtaining a passing score, the NES assessment of professional knowledge, a few other items. And when we're looking at the revisions here specifically, the changes, in summary, extend the allowable time frame for deficiencies that someone may have for their CTE from 3 to 4 years. It defines deficiencies to clarify the requirements for the initial issuance and maintenance of a standard CTE certificate. It defines equivalent department or board CTE approved trainings in order to streamline language and reduce some of the redundancy that was sort of existent in the current rule and what will hopefully be the prior rule after January's effective date. It also reorganizes the rule in order to outline and comply with the rulemaking manual as provided by the Secretary of State's office, which limits just some of the additional levels within the rule, and then makes additional sort of technical changes and to ensure clarity and consistency. If you guys wanted to add anything in there that you feel is important, I would, give you guys the floor to do so. Otherwise, I'll probably hang just for a few more minutes to see if anybody comes to attend in person, or jumps in online.
No, I don't have any additional information to add. I mean, this was a request that came to us to initially remove the PK exam. And while we don't have purview to do that, what we can do is extend that time frame, which will allow, cleaning up some technical changes while we have this role open, but also extend from 3 to 4 years and kind of streamline some things there. So you can see right there within that 4 years of issuance, completing those 15 semester hours um, for all deficiencies. And so we decided to make sure that we're not delineating between the two or between the different deficiencies, but just ensuring that there's consistency for all deficiencies. And so hearing from the stakeholders, it was a resounding agreement in that. And, just pushing that forward seemed to be something that stakeholders were in agreement with all the way around.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. And then also, just for clarity on the stakeholder end of this as well, all of the board's certification rules pass through the Certification Advisory Committee for those that may end up watching, which is a formalized group that the board has directed to work with board staff, the department, and stakeholders also to address changes that we may make to educator certification. So that's a secondary level that is not existent for other rules, that is sort of an extra layer of adding additional clarity and context around those rule recommendations. So these are rules that have been developed in coordination with the department and also in coordination with K-12 stakeholders and sort of the field at large when it comes to making this recommendation to the board for these changes. And this is for all of our certification rules that are adopted. They go through this process. That is in addition to what some of the other rules may consider. And then for just kind of final lasting clarity on this as well, on proposed rulemaking for, oh, awesome. Hi. We actually we have somebody here who may have some public comments on the Certification Advisory Committee's recommendations for these board rules on CTE. I'm going to turn it over. Did you?
I was just gonna say it. So
Oh,
we
okay.
submitted our public comment online, but I was just hoping that I thought you guys would be in the big room, so sorry about that.
Oh, no worries, no worries. So we have Roxana with Tri-Advocates, and they had been providing feedback on the CTE rules as well. And they were just coming to listen in, but they provided public comments just ahead of the meeting. So those won't be read into the record, but they will be assigned to the record and to the just public minutes of the meeting. Um, as well as, okay, so the last piece that I was going to cover was, let's see, there we go. Awesome. Okay, so for the December 8th meeting, this is separate from the CT rules specifically, but since this is a proposed rules hearing meeting, I also wanted to call that on the December 8th meeting, aside from the CTE rules, just for just awareness of future items that may come through this public hearing process, we also have additional certification rules that will be considered for opening rather than this one, which is for update on December 8th. And then we also have the educator recommendations for the adjudication of discipline, which is set for closure on December 8th. Aside from that, on the board side, it's 10:15. We haven't received any other virtual attendees. And those are sort of our final comments on the board end. Are there any final comments from the department?
No, no final comments.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you all for attending. And then I will close the public hearing on rulemaking for educator certification at 10:15. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
guys for joining.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.